Rain gardens, detention basins are very important to public works and to the community, of course, because they help to pre-treat stormwater runoff.
When building a rain garden, you have to take into consideration how much water is it going to take on. At this particular site, not only was it taking the runoff from the roof and the gutter system, but we were also taking rainwater that was coming in off the street.
And it flows kind of down here towards the rain garden. While it's flowing, it's picking up sediments and trash and other pollutants. And when it gets to the rain garden, it actually flows into this pre-treatment area in the rain garden. This pulls out the larger sediments and the trash and everything in a place that's convenient and easy to clean. Then the water flows on to the rest of the rain garden for like a finishing treatment. And a lot of water will sink in then and will be much cleaner. And after the rain garden fills up, then the water overflows through the top of this pipe. That lets it out a little bit more quickly. And then if we get a really, really big storm, it will eventually fill up and run over the berm that surrounds the rain garden. And that's okay. The berm is, it's stabilized with grass and everything so that it won't harm that. And that means that we can really store a lot of water in here, even above what the normal design level would be. With this pipe, we've got holes drilled in the side so that we can ensure that within 24 to 48 hours, the water will in fact drain out of this basin. We want to be sure of that because that will keep mosquitoes from breeding in the rain garden. Then the other kind of feature of this particular rain garden is that we dug out about 1 foot to 1.5 feet of really tightly packed clay, and we brought in a soil mixture that we formulated specifically to allow water to sink in a little bit better.
Well, one of the beautiful things about this project was it was a community effort. There were many people, many agencies involved in this, and that really goes to show just how much people around Columbia and Boone County really do care about their environment, about the stormwater runoff.
The design of this rain garden was a collaborative effort between the Public Works Department, the City of Columbia Fire Department, Water and Light, the Office of Neighborhood Services, and Parks and Recreation. All of those departments volunteered staff and time to help work with Columbia Builds Youth and the CARP volunteers in constructing and building this rain garden here at Firehouse Number 8.
To complete this project, we used the Columbia Aquatic Restoration Project volunteers. That day we had, I think, 19 volunteers show up. They worked for a solid 3 hours. To the city, that means 57 volunteer hours. These projects would not happen without them. When they come in and knock out a job in 3 hours, it would take me and my crew, a week worth of coming back and forth. It's pretty amazing, and it gets me excited about the projects.
We chose the plants for the rain garden to be native plants. Native plants put down roots more extensively, they root deeper, and that helps water sink in.
One of the plants that we planted in this rain garden is prairie cordgrass. One of the benefits of the prairie cordgrass is, in addition to the roots of this plant and the other plants filtering and cleaning the water, this one has a pretty fibrous root system, so it holds the banks of the rain garden in place to control sediment and erosion. So in addition to the prairie cordgrass, we also planted blue flag iris, the spice bush. The hibiscus has that huge tropical looking flower. The Somorpha could get 6 feet tall. It's real big and very shrub-like. This little guy right here is Rudbeckia subtomentosa. It's called sweet coneflower. Gets 2.5, 3 feet tall. Has a big yellow flower on it. It's in the same family as like a brown-eyed Susan.
There is a misconception that native plants don't require any maintenance. It is true that they withstand our climate better, and so they might require less maintenance than a lot of other plants, but they still do require maintenance. And especially during this period, like right now, before the plants really fill in, there's going to be a lot of competition from weeds. Weed seed will blow in there, and they can outcompete the natives if they're allowed to run rampant. The whole purpose of the rain garden is to clean pollutants, out of the water, and the obvious things are trash and sediments and things like that. We'll have to stay on top of that. If you're collecting it, you've got to pick it up and dispose of it, and that's what keeps it from going downstream into the streams and lakes.